Hey VC, it's me again, back with more records. How y'all doing? Cheers. By request. People want to know what I'm drinking. Tonight it's a Pilsner Urquell, original Pilsner from Czechoslovakia, Pilsen. Yeah, this is good stuff. It's really best on tap, but you know, what are you gonna do? Trying something new, some music in the background. I hope I'm not gonna get busted for it. I'm doing it because I want y'all to run out and buy this right now. The latest from Analog Africa, Pop Makassa, the invasive dance beat of Cameroon, 1976 to 1984. And once again, they just knocked it out of the park. I need to do a whole video on the Analog Africa label because I've been accumulating. I have these things and I haven't shown them all because I want to make a big video. There are a lot to take in. Really cool cover. So 2 LPs. The gatefold. That guy's cool. And a really nice booklet, LP-size booklet with just, you know, look at this guy. So here's their catalog. I have most of those. This just came out a couple weeks ago. It's just so good. I love this stuff so much. Highly recommended. Pop Makassa on Analog Africa. Analog Africa number 23. Yeah, I can't recommend these comps highly enough. They're totally legit. Like, he pays royalties to the musicians and gets master tapes when he can, and has it properly mastered, and he has the lacquers properly cut, and he gives credit to all these people. Real good stuff. Just I'm friends with this guy Sammy Ben Rajeb on Facebook. So, you know, hey, people watching this, check out their Bandcamp page, analogafrica.bandcamp.com, and listen to it, check it out, buy their records. You know, this winter the dollar was so strong against the euro. I ordered a bunch of these things from Germany, and it worked out to be cheaper than, you know, getting them domestically, even with postage. All right, so I'll turn this down a little bit. Another African record. I didn't. It was still sealed, but it was in the used part of Grammy, so it was a really good deal. Wells Fargo, Watch Out. The Case for Heavy Music, Rock Music and Revolution in 70s Zimbabwe. This is on Now Again Records, exclusively through Vinyl Me Please. And I'm going to pull this one out too because it's my channel, and you know, another nice gatefold presentation. So yeah, this band Wells Fargo from Rhodesia. Yeah, I didn't know anything about them. So since it's Vinyl Me Please, it's in kind of like a cool, maybe like camo colored vinyl. And once again, another label that really goes all out when it comes to packaging and everything. Here's a nice big booklet about the band. And so yeah, this is not like Afrobeat really at all. There's maybe some elements of that, but it's more like rock music. They sing in English, and it's along the lines of that other Now Again comp that I got. That's much more of like a rock thing. Really cool stuff. Really awesome. All right, moving on. Gotta thank Sonic Mainliner. Hey Andreas, if you're watching, thank you for pointing this out. He shows some amazing metal records, and oftentimes they're not really obtainable over here. And this was one of them, but I listened to it online and I was like, oh, I have to get this record. This is Batushka. What liturgy, I think, is in English. Yeah, I ordered this on Discogs from a record store in Poland, and it actually didn't turn out to be too bad with the strong dollar. Who knows how long that's gonna last? But yeah, all the way from Poland, Polish black metal band. Although there's some doomy elements and it's really well recorded, which makes it not pure black metal, I guess. So yeah, what the deal with these guys is, unlike that ghost band, the Swedish ghost band, these guys are genuinely anonymous. Supposedly they're active in other bands, but it's unknown who these people are. And it's Polish. I could not find this anywhere in the States. And so this record is based on a Russian Orthodox liturgy. Only they've messed with the words apparently, although they sing in like that ancient Slavic kind of and they have these like ancient chants and then these blast metal beats and doomy stuff, and it's pure blasphemy, but it's really good. It's not like there's a whole lot going on with the music. It's not like it's revolutionary music. It's pretty straight ahead, but it's just really, they take all those elements and they harness it into something that's really like more than the sum of its parts. I think there's been a lot of metal that flirts around with Gregorian chants and things like this. This really has it feels genuinely subversive, and from what I understand, they tried to play gigs in Russia and the Orthodox Church shuts them down and stuff this is genuinely dangerous music in Eastern Europe, it would seem, much more so than your typical metal thing in the US where we're just pampered and lazy and don't really care about anything. We will soon learn, I think, but anyway, this is really powerful. Sounds great. It's really effective, really affecting. Yeah, check it out. Metal. All right, I'm only showing new records. I'm going to show some antiques in another video, but I don't want to make a really super long video. All right, so here's another new record. Came out a couple weeks ago. Beach House, B-sides, and rarities. You can't really see the cover, but there's not really much to see. It's like a circle on this dark green. You'll notice it's still in the shrink wrap. Because all the interest of the artwork was stuck on the shrink wrap, and so in that case I carefully razor bladed it and tried to really keep it, but I put it in a sleeve because belt and suspenders, that's how I am. So anyway, yes, B-sides and rarities, just what the title says. This is nice. I don't know what to make of Beach House. I like them. I like the records I have. I don't know unless they do something really new. I don't know if I need another Beach House record, especially now that I have all these singles and remixes, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. If you like Beach House, you're gonna want that record, I think. All right, I was waiting for a repress of this. I saw this band at Big Ears Festival in March, and holy crap, they blew me away. I know Jeff going Double O Cabbage up in Canada, HF, great photographer. I know he really likes his band, has talked up this band, and so I went basically on his recommendation. And wow, they were tight as hell. It's Horselords. Their last album, Interventions on Northern Spy, came out in 2016. So this is a second pressing of this one. Killer. Instrumental. You could call it math rock. Because they play in kind of interesting time signatures, but it's not math rock because it's not well, we'll play in 13 and then we'll do 17 and then a bar, a 4, and then no, it's not like that. The rhythms are much more organic and are derived from African rhythms. and sort of evolving African rhythms that expand and contract and things like that. And the guitar and the bass are refretted to play in just intonation, which, you know, you may not even notice, but it has a little spice to the tuning. These guys are kind of geeky, but man, they rock and they nail it, and they just I couldn't believe it. It was intense, and they were like tight as hell, and you know, you could tell they rehearsed a lot. So the only way they could play this music. And they play a lot from this record, so it's cool to have this record and kind of bring it back. Really, really good stuff. If you're into, you know, post rock, you know, where whatever it is that happens after, you know, all the classic rock stars are finally dead, you know, whatever that is, we're almost there. We're almost there. Cheers. All right. I broke down and I got this. It'd been a couple years since a White Hills record, and I told myself, if the cover's as bad as the last one, I'm not, you know, again, like, buying records for the cover. So I was getting to the point where I was like not going to buy a record because of its cover, you know, because the cover of their most recent albums have been terrible, and this is not good. White Hills, stop mute defeat. You know, it's in this gatefold, and like, why bother? But I streamed a little bit. I'm trying to be a little more of a informed shopper. I just bought a new car, and so I'm gonna have to dial back the record mania. I'm just gonna have to. So in this case, I streamed it a little bit and I actually liked it. It's a little bit of a return to form in a way. It's just the two of them and a drum machine instead of a drummer, which might usually be a bad thing, but in this case, it works. And so it's a little different from the usual White Hills thing, although it is a return to form. They're working with Martin Beasy back in Brooklyn again, so it has that, you know, he worked with Bill Laswell for years and years and years, so it has like a real heft to the sound and gets that drum machine. The whole thing has a real dark and menacing, almost industrial kind of sound. It's really cool. It's you know, some of the singing is stupid, but you know, there'll be like these spacey jams that, you know, I really dig. The White Hills, White Hills. So it's another White Hills record. If you're into them, I think you'll like it. All right, now we're moving into like reissue territory. Although this never, you know, this is a compilation of singles. It came out for Record Store Day, but I didn't see it anytime around Record Store Day. And then lo and behold, I saw it at this weird place. I was really excited to find it. Richard Penhaus, Heldon, Schizo, THX, the singles collection. Bambalam, out of the EU somewhere. So yeah, it's all the singles that Heldon and Penhaus and his little nom de guerres did between 1972 and 1980. You know how much I love Heldon and Richard Penhaus, and so this was a must-have, and I was really psyched to find it. And now I can get rid of that Superior Viaduct reissue of Heldon 2 because it had that single tacked onto the end. Well, the single is now here. So, all right. Now this, I meant to look up the history of this record. I don't know that it was ever even issued when it was originally a movie. This is a movie soundtrack to Forbidden Planet, which is from the 50s, 1956. Electronic Tonalities by Louis and Bebe Baron. Now, the liner notes talk about how, in 1956, this is one of the first some of the first electronic music ever, and the first, really, I think, to be used in film, at least in America. And so this couple, they were involved with like Cage and folks like that in New York in the 50s, and had experimented with sound sources and oscillators. And this is way before the synthesizer was ever a thing. And so they made the soundtrack to this movie, and it's really wild. It's some genuinely creepy sounds. And of course, this is where the whole Krell thing comes from. This civilization from outer space, and their music, is supposed to sound like this. And yeah, this is cool. This is on Poppy Disc out of Glasgow, and it's on green vinyl. It sounds terrific. It's really, fans of electronic music should at least be aware of this, because this is really seminal kind of stuff. All right, speaking of seminal electronic music, Cluster Concert, 1972, 1977. On Bureau B, I don't believe this had ever been previously released. Bureau B does a lot of reissue stuff, but I think this is one of those, original things, and so I had to get it, and it's great. And the 72 set especially is just so wild. There they are again, very primitive. Big ass oscillator here. The 77 one is interesting. Not quite as gripping, but yeah, this is great. Fans gotta have it. Now here's something that's a big VC fave, and I remember when everyone was showing it a few years ago, and I went and looked for it and I couldn't find it, and this maybe is a repress. I really don't know, but I'm really psyched I found it. Cybertron. This is their self-titled first record, reissue on Dual Planet. Yeah, look at that. And it's funny because I remember seeing people showing this record. I'm like, wow, that cover is wild. That's a really cool cover. But when you actually have it in your hand, you're looking at it, and it's like, that's really not that good. Anyway, Cybertron. So Australian electronic music from the 70s. Here they are with their electronic doodads. When was this from? It was 1976. Original, super fucking obscure, this is really good. Berlin School, Tangerine Dream, that kind of thing, but also kind of their own thing. I think because they have a saxophone going sometimes, it gives it a little bit of a maybe jazzy feel. But this is just classic 70s cosmic electronic music, and I have the live thing that Dual Planet put out, so I'm really excited to have this. And I do have the Obi. Now, one annoying thing about this is that it's ludicrously oversized jacket. I can't find a sleeve that will fit it, and so that really bothers me that I can't put it in a condom. All right, well, only one more. I hope you're still tuning in because this is a really good one. I think some of you really should check this out. This is another one of those things I got simply because of the hype sticker, but it paid off. Who is this? Midori Takata. Through the Looking Glass. Oh, another reason was the record label. It's on that We Release What the Fuck We Want to Release record label. They do a really nice job. But yeah, the hype sticker says, the holy grail of Japanese ambient and minimalist music. Deluxe audiophile version, analog cut at 45 RPM, gatefold tip-on sleeve, limited edition, 2LP, 180 gram vinyl. This is really good. Now, it was originally released in Japan in 1983, looks like. And this Midori Takata is a virtuoso percussionist, composer, and this is modern Japanese composition. Very much, especially the second piece here, Crossing, is very much in the Steve Reich kind of, all these marimbas and cycles of rhythms and arpeggios and stuff. But then he does some other interesting things. She plays all the instruments on here. The sound is glorious. It's just... Anthony Camplone, I think this is something you would really like. Seems like it'd be right up your alley, and it sounds really great. They did a really nice job. All analog. Very, very nice. It's as nice as the cover. I can't really say much more about it, except check it out. All right, less than 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope found some of those records of interest. I appreciate your comments, your likes, your dislikes, your subscriptions, your unsubscriptions. I hadn't looked in a long time. It's like I have like almost 1,300 subscribers. It's absurd. Who are these people? Why? I don't know. All right. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I've got more records to show. The antiques, the pre-loved. But I'll be back later with those. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.